someone asked me a question about egg size, like how to boost the egg size in your poultry farm, and in today's video I'm going to respond to that question. If you're watching me for the very first time, my name is Asperia and I'm a poultry farmer, a very passionate one. I also do farming in other aspects. I do content on marriage, relationship and everything that matters. So I'm here in my poultry house. I've just given my birds feeds, they're eating, and so I decided to make a video about that particular question. So let's not waste time. Like this video, leave a comment for us. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section and I would be glad to share, because I've learned some few things as I started farming, so I can be of help. Okay. Now with egg production, it is very important, because I remember the very first time our birds started laying eggs, we took them out for sale and everyone was complaining about the size. When we told some people about the prices, everyone was like, no, the size is small, someone buys there, they don't come back tomorrow because of the egg size. And it's really a very big challenge to so many poultry farmers. So it is very good for you to look into it with critical attention, and then you address it. You do all things that it takes to improve on the egg size in your poultry farm. Now the very first thing I would advise you to do check the feeding. Now these birds are very funny. They can eat and show you that they are satisfied, they eat enough food, but still lay very small eggs. Now when the birds are beginning to lay, like in their very first time, their first week or their first month of laying, trust me, even if you give them which type of food, they are going to lay smaller eggs. So the size is not going to be that big. As if I would show you the very first egg I got here, you would just laugh. It is going to be small, because at this time their bodies are adjusting, they are learning that it's now time for us to lay eggs. So the very first eggs that come, they usually tend to be very small. And in our farm here, most of them we ate them, we gave out to the friends, and we sold them at a very, very cheaper price, because honestly the egg size was not convincing. And that took a period of close to 3 weeks before we saw an improvement in the egg size. And it is very understandable, like when these birds are starting to lay. And so as they continue to grow, you find that some eggs are bigger, some eggs are small, and that means the birds that started laying, the very first ones, those ones, as they continue to lay, they lay bigger sizes, the egg size continues to grow. While when you find those smaller eggs, it means other birds are also joining the laying system. These birds do not lay at the same time. They can start at week 40, week 16, but you find that they are normalizing for the entire farm. Like for you to judge that my birds are all laying, that will be around week 28. So you cannot just say my birds are laying small eggs. That is their age. First look at the age of your birds, and if you're feeding them well, then just be patient a little bit. Number 2, adequate water. Now these layers, they love drinking water. Drinking water is very important in farming, especially for layers. The moment you deprive them of water, they are not going to give you a convincing egg size. They will lay, sometimes they don't lay. Sometimes you find if they have been laying 100 eggs, if they delayed to take water today, maybe they took like a lot of hours without water, you find that these birds, some of them have not laid. Water is very important in your poultry farm. So if you are a farmer trying to do everything to make it work, make sure you are giving these birds water. If you can't really manage giving water all the time, then plan on buying automated drinkers or drinkers that are in bigger size. Apparently my drinkers in the poultry house are 10 liters per drinker, so I put 60 liters for at least I breathe. By the time they finish this water, I will be back from my businesses and I give them more water. So buy bigger drinkers, or if you can't afford, apparently I cannot afford to buy automated drinkers for this particular farm. They are really expensive and they really need when you have, maybe a very big number of birds. So these ones that I have are really manageable. I have about 6 drinkers. I wash them and give them water every time I see it getting finished. Give your birds water and you will testify of the egg size. Number 3, you can get egg boosters like other multivitamins. They are there on market. There are some that I've been using here in my poultry farm, especially when the birds have been sick. When they are sick and they are recovering, you find that the egg size is really small, and so you have to give them those boosters to boost their immunity and to give them that energy again, and then to restore them back to the original egg size. So consider also buying multivitamins from your vet shops, and then give these birds as supplements to boost the production. And then number 3, you can also incorporate use of herbs and other home remedies. Like for instance, I give my birds greens. Like I get the local the weeds in the garden. Apart from now that it's been a dry season, but when it's a good season, I get the weeds, I clean them, I bring them in here, they eat, and they give me very good eggs with a very good egg. That does greens help in pigmentation of the egg yolk and also strengthen the immunity of these birds. Then not every weed is really good for your poultry. You have to be very careful as you select the weeds that you're going to give your birds. Some people, even myself, we use banana leaves or plantain leaves. I've given them to my birds and they really like them. Those ones give them that feeling of local. They always have that stronger immunity. I give them charcoal, especially to help on diarrhea and coccidiosis, to boost the immunity, and also it is an antioxidant. It helps in detoxifying their bodies. I give them aloe vera, but on very, very, very restricted use. I don't give them those herbs on a daily basis, and I always have to first research about a particular herb before I give them to my laying hens. So many things that you can do to boost the egg production. Then another thing you should know, you should always treat your birds when they are sick. Now when these birds get sick, the very first thing you will notice, if they have started laying, egg production is going to drop. If they have been laying 100 eggs, you find that they are laying even up to 60 if the disease gets severe. So when you delay to treat, the egg size shrinks. They become very small and also very few. So when you treat these birds as early as possible, the moment you discover one bird is sick, isolate and treat the entire flock, you will still maintain your production at the same level. When we delay to treat these birds, one, it becomes very expensive, but also there are some other things that are irreversible, like the egg size. Sometimes it takes really long to recover. So be very vigilant in your poultry farm. And then so many other things that you can do to look at the egg size. Now with the birds, you have to give them adequate food. The moment you just give food randomly without measuring, you're going to either give them less or too much. Then you find that if you've been giving them less feeds, then there is no way they are going to give you big eggs. In my farm here, I have always found eggs very big, and so what I do, I sort them, I sell them according to the sizes, and that's what my customers love. So when I'm giving them, I give them at a different price. The tray that has big eggs, I sell it at a different price, and the one which has adequate, like moderate size, at a different price. Then very small eggs at a different price, and that has helped me to keep my customers going, and also it has helped me to learn a lot in the market, in the world of market. So observe your birds and look at what works. Try this and that, and be sure that you now understand your birds very well. When I come to my poultry house to pick the eggs and I discover that the eggs are small today, I will either try to ask, did they drink enough water? Are they sick? Are they getting sick? Did they have enough food? How long since, like, when did I last give them multivitamins? Did I vaccinate properly? They're supposed even to be dewormed. When they have worms in their stomachs, they do not lay good eggs. So routine deworming also helps in boosting the egg production and also improving on the egg size. Make sure your birds are treated well, they are cared for, give them what they need, and they will definitely produce for you what you need. I believe you found something helpful in this particular video. If that is so, click like, subscribe, join this family, and I love you so much. Till next time, bye.